I had forgotten how warm it gets in this studio in the summer. We're only at the beginning of May, and it's already at that point where I try not to shut the doors and windows until I absolutely have to. I'm glad you enjoyed in the little walk around of the building here yesterday. I just want to bring you into my life as much as possible. My life is honestly so dull and boring. But what there is of it, I want to share with you. And I kind of enjoy doing it. And I do sit and generally think, I either make notes, which I've done today about what we're going to talk about, or also think of different and creative ways. Like I found Ascot the other week, and I know there's other sporting venue I want to get to as well, which I'll try to shortly. I just try and think of things that are interesting, different, and I want you to look forward to this each day. If you're just watching this on a tea break or getting from work in the evening, you just want someone blabbering on in the background while you're getting your dinner ready, that's what I'm here for. So I'm still at the studio. It's Monday. It's 5:05. It's not crackerjack, but if you're of a certain age and from the UK, you will understand that joke. I know it's Friday, actually, but anyway. It's done. The video is done. I think I've mentioned this before. I find, I don't know what other editors feel like, sometimes you start on a project and it's got no love. You don't feel any attachment to it. Sometimes it feels dull. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. And then normally it just flips a switch. It just turns a corner. And that's what's happened. Like when I left yesterday, I knew it could be an okay video. And I was sensible today. I came in with a fresh head. And the first thing I did before editing a video, before doing comments, literally the first thing I did was sat down and just edited with a really clear, fresh head. And the day ahead of me, the windows open, lots of fresh air. And it was the right move. I popped out to see my daughter. She was down, getting a haircut. I walked in, she was having lunch with her mum. And I walked in and her hair's not much longer than mine anymore. It was a real surprise. I didn't know she had that in mind. But anyway, somebody's also reversed into a car. I said to her candidly, honestly, was it somebody reversing? And she gave me the AJ honest eyes look. And I know when my daughter's is trying to pull one on me, it was the honest look. So she hadn't seen it, because where she parks in London isn't within sight of her home. So she hadn't seen it every day. Because I said, it's London, there'd be CCTV, but she doesn't know when it was done. So it's punched a bit of a hole in the plastic bumper at the back. I'm hoping that a chips away kind of thing will sort it out for her, but it's a bit of a bummer because she's only had the car a couple of weeks. As you know, you remember that story. But anyway, I broke out to see her. Other than that, I've been here solid. But my intention is to try and leave by 6:30. I didn't even go for a walk this morning. I just wanted to get straight up, come in here and work. I just wanted to get everything done. At least when I leave here tonight, pretty much it should just be watching the video through tomorrow. I've just recorded my outro bit. I've done the image to video bit. And I know, Steve, you were interested in kind of how I've approached it. The way, I think the title is going to be something like Not Switching But Interested, something like that. Because I've made it clear from the start, you know my style. I don't go after clickbait. I'm not a loud and aggressive kind. I'm not trying to shock and awe. And I said right at the beginning of the video that I wanted to make a video that was honest. I wanted to make a video that was looking at what the phone was. I've got nothing against Android at all. When I had that Pixel Pro, I really liked it, actually. And I've kind of got used to using Android again. In fact, it surprised me how quickly I got used to using Android. There's an Honor Connect, which has made it really simple to get files either which way, either from the Honor to the iPhone or from the iPhone to the Honor. And when I was doing screen recordings today on the Honor, that was a real get out of jail. It really was. So that made it super simple. So the angle I've taken, Steve, is kind of an honest walk around London with it and thoughts on it. The image to video is kind of scary. I'd not used it before, so I just took an image. There was a library image of a bloke in the phone when I got it, and there was that. Remember that model I saw that was almost looking at me? I showed in a reflex video. I just picked those two images out, and I chose the preset Embrace. Oh my word! You've got these two characters walking that were still pictures, just walking together in the wardrobe that they were wearing, the clothes they were wearing, and it's frightening. I mean, what the chance of deep fakes are, you could frame somebody up for having an affair so easily. It's scary. They even added voices to it. Obviously, I don't know if they're realistic voices because the chap, I've never heard either of them speak, but there were voices added as well, which makes me wonder for somebody sort of like myself that, my life is pretty much online and obviously my voice is out there. If somebody wanted to clone my voice as well and put to that video, I'm sure that would be doable. I'm not a big AI user. And that's not the kind of AI I like. And the only time I wanted AI recently was at the start of that reflex video when I wanted to get rid of that little bit of wind noise and I couldn't find an AI tool to use it. But I've really enjoyed using it. The display on it is stunning, absolutely stunning. Probably a little bit over-processed, but it's Amazon and Netflix HDR approved or accredited. And it's really good, really, really, really good display. They say it's 8,000 nits of brightness. And you're right, it is on their website. They haven't mentioned prices yet. I've mentioned it on the video because the video is going out on launch day at 4 p.m. But I know the back's broken now. All I've got to do is tag on the back end of that, and I'm good. It's just thumbnail. I took some lovely thumbnail shots. I was in London last week, so that's all okay. So I think it's taken a lot of work, this one. This must be about 25 hours work on this video. And of course, I don't know if it's going to get any views because it's Android. It could absolutely sink, or because people will be... First time I will have released a video as an embargo lifts. So... And when I'm at the event next week, I'm going to ask, because I'm up there on Wednesday, this week, sorry, day after tomorrow. I'm going to ask them how come Saz, whatever his name is, Super Saf. How come his video is up ahead of time? I'd be interested in hear what their answers are because, I keep banging on about I signed an NDA and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, let's see how the video performs when it goes up on Wednesday. So the other things I wanted to mention about was there's this new breed of scam emails going around. I got the first one on Saturday night. So I don't mean to be looking down. I just want to try and find it in my bin because I just left here on Saturday night. I told you I went for a drink on the way home on Saturday night. And as I sat down, I got an email. And I got virtually exactly the same one this morning. Hey there. This is just from Vector Audio Collective. And the email address is a Gmail account. So immediately flagging. I was just watching your uploads and realised my track in your recent video. I'm the producer of that soundtrack. I don't see any details in the description. I'm wondering if you have the source info sorted for using the track in your content. Normally, I monitor where my music ends up, which has delayed my response until now. I wanted to contact you directly to see if we can sort this out peacefully. I would much rather sort this out privately before taking other steps. Can you confirm this when you have a moment? Drop me a line so we can figure it out. I'll give you some time before moving forward. Kyle. Well, you might know. I'm sure you do know. I don't use any soundtracks. I don't use any music on my videos. So I could not be guilty of it. I think I used one tiny bit of music a couple of weeks ago for the first time in donkeys, absolute donkeys. And that was out of the YouTube library. Because I don't pay for any music libraries anymore. I don't pay for Epidemic Sound or any of that because I don't use music. But that's a new breed of scam that's going around. I don't see what the long play is because there's no links for me to click on. Are they trying to scare me? I don't know I don't know if other creators are getting it or not, but that's a second email with the same body of text that I've had in 2 days, one on Saturday, one on Monday. So anyway, be wary of scam emails. I'm still loving my pad. I've got so many things written down here. I've talked about, actually, there's only one other thing I was really going to talk about today, which was last night I did finally spring for that filter set, and it will be waiting for me at home. I decided to have it delivered at home because I wasn't sure what time I was leaving here today. As you know, it's reasonably costly, £170. So I bought it. It's got a CPL filter, which should keep dust and moisture off of the lens. It's got a polarizing filter. And Anthony Gugliotta, I think I've got the surname correct. Do you watch him? Really good channel, a photography channel. Go and take a look. Another bloody Canadian, but really good. And funny enough, he just put a short up about what polarizing filters do. And I've noticed difference. And certainly when I put it on here, I'm shooting with a polarizing filter on at the moment. But now I've got a set of, so I'm assuming what will happen, there'll be one screw-on fixture, I assume, which will go onto the base of the lens, and that will have a magnet top, and then I assume everything else magnetizes to that. So now, when I'm in London this week, I'll be able to use a CPL to protect the lens, I'll be able to use a polarizing filter to intensify color and reduce reflections, and I'll be able to use a 10-stop filter as well to cut down on the you know what I'm saying, to bring the colour down to within range. So on bright days, my ND filter will do the work. So I'm really looking forward to using it. I always feel guilty when I spend money, but it's a genuine company expense. I know when I bought this camera at the beginning of the year, I felt really guilty about that. And yet, look how much I'm in love with it, and also look how much use I'm getting out of it and how much work it's doing. Surprisingly, there's not an image count on these. You have to download a bit of software. I thought there was somewhere would be a tool within Canon software to show how many images you shot. There's not. And I do need to get the sensor clean. I was lucky. I've spoken before about my mate in Wales. It goes back a couple of years, and I was with him, and he's got a mirrorless camera, and he said, "You do never touch the sensor." If he hadn't said that to me, I can see this tiny little mark on the sensor. I would have tried to clean it off, and that would have been my camera done for. I didn't realise that you do not do it. When I was at the camera show in Birmingham, I was looking for someone to do it there. There was no one to do it. I think Wex Photography do it, and they got a place in London, I think in Whitechapel. But it's one of those things you have to get done pro. Apparently, you can buy kits online, but they don't suggest doing it. So I'm going to see if they do it at Wex and Whitehall. And if they do, I'll go in there one day, book an appointment, take it in, and get them to clean my lens for me. There's a couple of little specs on there. I don't know how they got on there. I'm really careful, but I do need to get the sensor cleaned at some point as well. But I'm really looking forward now to this. Now I've sort of got over the fact that I've spent 170 quid. I'm really looking forward to seeing the improvements that it makes to the images. And certainly, say, using this polarizing filter here in the studio, it's just taking this camera to when I think what it looked like when I first bought it to the point we're at now, how good it looks now, it's kind of insane. And also, I'm going to put a little bit of a screen recording of, you might be interested in the video that's going up this week. Because it's turned into quite an intensive timeline, I just took a quick screen recording for you, which you'll be able to see here of just kind of what's going on, how you'll see now why it's so many hours work. But I'm happy with it. I'm quite proud of it. So what I'm going to do now is just tag on that little bit at the end, and then I'm going to get out of here and try and go for walks. It looks like it's a really nice evening. So I will speak to you sometime tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. See you then. Bye.